Welcome to One by One. It's been a few weeks, everybody. Welcome to episode 40. Hit a milestone. Also hit another milestone in life. I became a dad. And I'm really happy about it. I can't believe how much life has changed, man. For the better, I think. It's helped me become a little more focused and on a routine. It's nuts. It's really nuts. He was born at 5:07 a.m. on June 2nd. And Friday he'll be a month old, 4 weeks. So crazy. Time went by so fast, man. So fast. It's so crazy. It is so crazy. But anyway, yeah, I'm back, and shit is good. I would like to just take a moment to thank my girlfriend. I've never seen anybody in that much pain before. And I'm really glad that you made it through. Great. You're healthy, and so is he, and that's all I could ask for. And I just love you more than anything. I love you too more than anything. And everything that I do is for you. So thank you. And thank you for watching him right now as I'm recording this. It's been a crazy month, and I look forward to the rest of our lives with this little bugger. Our handsome little fella. I had to Photoshop a guitar in his hands. I put the Smells Like Teen Spirit guitar. It's on the Instagram page. You go watch. Go check it out. Anyway, this week it's pretty fucking awesome. I've been trying to do this podcast actually for like 2 or 3 weeks, but I've been having to put it off because, I don't want to blame anybody, but baby, it's a lot to handle, especially in the first couple of weeks. But anyway, I had some time because my lovely girlfriend said, yes, I will sit and watch him for you. And I got the man with the plan. He's one of the guys who inspired me when I first started doing these photoshops, and well, for the comedians, the photoshops. When I first saw his stuff, you see it all the time. Joe Rogan shares it, Eddie Bravo shares them, a bunch of MMA guys share them, and you'll see more of his shit when I start sharing them here on my page, on the Mad Flavors World page. He's a really cool fucking dude, and it was a really, really cool talk that I wish I had a little more time for, but we will be talking again, because it seems like even though we have different jobs during the day, we connect a lot on the whole Photoshop and comedy and artistic stuff, Got a little man crush. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Episode 40 with Steve Castaldi, aka Photoshop Steve. Thanks for joining me, Steve.
The pleasure's all mine, Mike. Thank you very much for having me.
I thank you again too, because the whole baby situation has like set us back a little bit, but
nothing to be sorry about, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Babies are a joy, so enjoy every minute of it.
Hell yeah, dude! It's definitely a life-changing experience.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Now you said you had a 7-year-old?
I do. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and she's great. As all children are. You know what I mean? She's the only one I have, and probably the only one I'm gonna ever have. So, unless I screw up down the road, you know what I mean? But, unless I misfire. But we're good with one. So.
Yeah, man. I can't imagine having 2 right now.
Oh, forget it.
It's definitely the life-changing experience that they say it is. It fucking is.
Oh yeah, it is. Those wake-up calls, those unwanted wake-up calls, the diaper changes,
oh my god.
You're on their schedule. They own you. Face it.
Yeah. I'm learning, man, and luckily, like my girlfriend is she's really good with it. She actually, I mean, I'm sure it's like mother's intuition or whatever, but she wakes up like that whenever she hears them. I kind of, like, I've slept through a hurricane before, so I'm a pretty deep sleeper, so I'm glad that she's there to hear it. But
that's that maternal instinct, you know what I mean? They carry them for night. It's like a ridiculous bond. It's a beautiful thing, and Yeah, my wife's the same thing. You know what I mean? My daughter would wake up and it was like, wait, what was it? I didn't know what it was, and she was like already out of the bed and in my daughter's room. I was like,
Now, we started out breastfeeding, and like now we're on to like both formula and the breastfeeding stuff. It's a crazy thing. Did you guys have just go straight to formula or what?
no, my wife, Trooper, she went right through with she breastfed, the whole duration.
Shoo.
And yeah, and at the time, my schedule was, while after she was home for the few months, I would be home and during the day with my daughter, and then she would come and kind of like relieve me, and I would go off to work, and she would be home. So,
Yeah.
I have bottles ready for me, to give her. You know what I mean? But yeah, she was pumping it's ridiculous, like a cow,
Yeah. It's so crazy, man. And I don't know if she's making enough or what, but we figured, hell, we're trying to get him back up to the birth weight or whatever, the first week after he's born. So they were like, just
Yep.
supplement, man. Don't fuck around. And it actually helped because he's on like more of a schedule, like waking up every 2 to 3 hours, and we change him, feed his ass, and put him back to bed.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's exactly how you have to do it, And then if you have to supplement, you have to, because obviously it's for their nutritional benefit, and whatever it takes to get that, in their system, you got to do it.
Hell yeah, man. So how is it in Rhode Island? That's where you're living at?
Yes. Yep. I'm in Rhode Island, the biggest little state in the union, as they say.
Yeah.
It's it is what it is. I've been here my whole life, so I'm 42. So I've been around the block, but I've been here my whole life,
Yeah.
and no issues. Now you're in what, New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm like 20 minutes outside of Philly.
Oh, all right.
So it's a little town called Voorhees. It's boring. I mean, I've been here most of my life. I lived 4 years down in South Florida, and it's a town. The first town was Hollywood, Florida, and then the other one was Plantation. But it's like close to like Fort Lauderdale area.
Yep.
It's cool. It was cool. I was in like 4th grade when we moved, so it was like 4th to 7th grade, and couldn't really do shit that I would have thought would have been even cooler. But it was cool to get out of the whole like winter scene. It's tough sometimes, man. I'm sure it's even more like tough up there. Jesus.
It is, but thankfully we live in a region where I'm sure even yourself that they expect that and they anticipate that. You know what I mean? It's not like these freak snowstorms that they get down south, and it's havoc for like 3 days, and they don't know what the fuck to do, and they don't know what, everyone has like rear wheel drive vehicles, and it's kind of that.
I think I lost you for a second. Are you there still?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got like a message on my phone that one of my texts didn't send to you, so I don't know which one that was. But it was probably the one I sent you a message like right after you said I was ready. I was like, yeah, I'm just trying to get the baby to stop crying.
Yeah, I didn't get that one, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't get.
Sorry about that, man. That's why I was like a few minutes late.
Don't sweat it, man. I've been there.
For some reason, like having her like with him all day, because she's on maternity leave right now from work, and I'm working during the day. So when I come home, like he's done with her. He wants to fucking hang out with me for a little while.
Chilling with your boy. You got to chill with your boy.
Yeah.
That's good though. He recognizes you enough to, that's a good bond you're gonna build. You know what I mean? So enjoy every second of it.
Hell yeah, man. It's fucking awesome. I know. Every time I would think about people saying it, oh, your life's gonna change, it wouldn't sink in, But that first week after he came, it was there. I understood.
Yeah, I recognized it the first diaper change. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The first time I changed my daughter's diaper, as ridiculous as that may sound, it was the scariest thing. I got this little, human being. I'm hoping I'm doing it right. We went to the classes and stuff like that previous to her birth.
Yeah, so did we.
But I'll tell you what, and maybe you can relate. I mean, obviously, did your girlfriend give birth in a hospital or at home or?
Yeah, in a hospital, vaginally. So it was
okay.
With the contraction. She had the epidural.
Yes.
So Whew.
My wife had a C-section,
Yeah.
but the scary, like worse than the diaper thing. 'Cause the first diaper was in the hospital that I changed, but the drive home, the first time you're driving your newborn home,
Yeah.
it's like you're watching out for everything. You know, like potholes, cars, people. It's ridiculous. You know.
Yep. Luckily, the hospital is only like 10 minutes away from our apartment, so
That's great.
yeah.
That's great.
And I got to stay like at the hospital that we were at. They had like a whole pull-out bed and shit, and I just slept in a couple nights that she was there. It was only like 2 or 3 nights for a regular birth.
Right. My wife, I think she was 4. I think it was 4.
Yeah.
But
For a C-section. I can't even. Jeez, she was worried about that too, because they got to like take all your guts out and put them on the table for a second.
yeah, I learned the hard way because I don't have the strongest stomach to that, and we're in the room and the doctor's performing the C-section, and the first thing that hits you is the smell of the the skin burning from the incision.
Ooh.
And because they cut it open. I mean, even with the scalpel, but it just whatever that was in there. I don't know if it was the chemical. I don't know what it was. I almost fainted. I felt like such a douchebag. I had to get escorted out to just sit there where I put like cold packs on my neck because I thought I was gonna pass out.
Dude, I was so worried about it too, man.
Oh man, but God bless women, man. They're the strongest, species.
Oh, hell
Women
yeah,
are the
dude.
best.
And I didn't think I was gonna be watching it. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a movie with like a curtain, and I'll be behind it holding her hand. It was like the nurse was on one side holding a leg, and I was on the other side holding a leg, and we were just pushing back towards her face as she was contracting. Were you like up in that shit, like with her?
No. And this is why I feel worse than anything, because all I could see was because she was numbed up, but she was awake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're trying to talk. I'm trying not to think of what I'm like everything that's going on. The sounds and the smells and everything that's like kind of just tuning me in more so than I want it to be. And there was a curtain like right below her her stomach, so we couldn't see really the doctors were doing what they do. You know what I mean? Because it's more of a, I guess if you will, a surgery. You know what I mean? As opposed to a birth, natural birth.
Totally is.
Yeah, and I just, like I said, I don't know if it was just like the temperature inside the room and then mixed with everything. I was almost down, like, literally.
Yeah, my dad apparently passed out when my mom got an epidural with my one brother. I have 3 younger brothers, and he was just like, bam, hit the floor.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, if you're not prepared for it, I guess,
Yeah, I got a little. She got nauseous at one time, like after the epidural, and she first started like doing the contractions and shit, and pushing, like actually pushing. But then like I saw her get sick, and then I kind of like was almost at that feeling, and I was like, fuck this, I got this. This ain't going nowhere. But it wasn't that long. How long was your wife in labor?
Well, with the C-section, they plan it. You know what I mean?
Oh, they don't even wait for that.
No, you get like an appointment and say, okay, if the child's not born, vaginally before this, you're set for this date at this time.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's like, so that's how that works,
She went like full term though.
She did, yeah.
That's good.
Matter of fact, her water broke. We were at Target, the store, and she was in the back. I'm like, what the hell happened to you? I said, you're all wet. She goes, oh no. You know what I mean? So, we ended up going to the hospital, and I think what happened was they had to actually push it up because she may have been like a couple days sooner than the appointment, but
Yeah. Like I was at work, and then my girlfriend called me at like around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Was like, my back hurts really bad today, and it was like, the week she was due Saturday the 3rd of June, and this was like the Thursday, like the 1st, and I was like, well, just call your gynecologist, call the doctor, and see what they say. And they just kept getting worse, and then it kept happening like every 10, 15 minutes. So I came home early, and apparently she had what was called like back labor, where the baby's like upside down or facing the wrong way, or facing up, like its head's facing up.
Right.
So she was like chilling on one of those exercise balls for like the first part of the labor until she got the epidural, and then she finally was able to get into bed. I just felt so bad, man. I never saw anybody in so much pain. You know?
Oh, I know. It's terrible. Like, you know, and then they hate you, you know.
Yeah, at the moment.
You know, like they're looking at you like, you know, as that cliche, you know, you did this to me. You know, yeah, I was there, you know, and, you know, whatever, I did this to you. We were both there,
Yeah,
you know. But
you allowed it. Remember that.
you allowed it, you know. But, yeah, it's a, you know, once all that is done, you know, the beauty of birth, however it happens, as long as, you know, everything comes out healthy and everything, you know, mom and baby are fine, that's all you can ask.
Yeah, that is, man. How has it been like the past 7 years now? Like, has it gotten any easier?
Well, yeah, you know what? Like I said, like not that I mean I had zero experience. You know what I mean? But you know, we have both of us. You know, we have great families, so you know we had a lot of help as far as, you know. I was able to watch her most of the time. My daughter, you know, like I wouldn't have to, like I said, we have to work until the afternoon. So you know, in the rare occasion I'd have to work during the day or, you know, another shift, then it was kind of like, you know, we'd get the help however we could. And so we were very fortunate like that. And then the way it just happened, once she was nursery school age and kindergarten age, my shift changed to day shift. So I was able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
you
so
just got to see how it works out and shit, you know?
Yeah, so it actually works out great because now I work days and, you know, we're home at night, so.
That's cool, man. What you got a normal day job kind of shit going on? What are you doing during the day?
Actually, you're not. Yeah, actually, it's the total opposite of what you see that I do with the photo. I'm actually a supervisor with the Rhode Island State 911.
Wow!
And
no way.
Yeah. I've been there about 20 years, and the last 5 as a supervisor. And it's as you can assume, it's the total opposite of the Photoshops, because to me, it's like my I don't want to say coping mechanism.
Your escape.
Because I always, yeah, it's like, you know, you deal with people, you know, on the worst day of their life. You know, even though their calls, and even though I don't handle the calls as much, you know, over time, you know, they kind of, you know, they kind of stay with you, you know, especially when it involves children, for example.
Yeah.
You know, so my Zen is my Photoshop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So if I could do that and bring joy to somebody, as stupid as that may sound, where, you know, at least I have control over what I can do with Photoshop, as, you know, the way you know, a call may play out, or, you know.
Or life in general, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I'm happy to do it. You know, I mean, I'm a, you know, no complaints, you know. But thank God for you know, Photoshop. Thank God for that.
Hell yeah, dude! How long have you been messing with it? Like, did you take classes or get trained anywhere?
No, I have no formal training. Any yeah, you know, I mean, it just, you know, messing around with it. You know, I come from artistic family. Like my father, you know, used to do ice carvings. And my bro, yeah, I mean, he had, you know, like, without real training, you know what I mean? He went to culinary school, so he was a chef. And his son, because my father was remarried, his son is an artist, went to, you know, the Rhode Island School of Design, and he's got, you know, that art. So anything that I was able to, you know, get genetically, I guess, if you will, you know, kind of came from that side. Plus the sense of humor, like that side of my family is I think, pretty funny. You know, so, you know, so I guess that mixed in with everything else, you know, the Photoshop. But the way Photoshop started with me personally is, matter of fact, one of the guys I used to work with, you know, back in 2008, when the you know, Facebook, you know, the invasion of Facebook, if you will.
Yeah, right after MySpace died.
Right. You know, I was never really into the social media thing at all. And I was confident enough with Photoshop, you know, to where I felt, let me try it. You know, this guy was, you know, he's a great guy, and he's, you know, a ball buster, you know. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to join Facebook, and my only goal is to just fuck with him. And what I would do is I would do these photos, and I would post them, but I wouldn't post them with any meme or any just post them, and I would just sit back and wait and watch and read all the comments. And dude, I would just sit there like tears in my eyes, just laughing, thinking like people like, dude, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? When was this? How did this happen? You know, and like that element of surprise when people that don't know what you do, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got started, you know, locally. And these guys, you know, practice jujitsu. They train jujitsu. And very quickly, I'll just give you the brief synopsis. These guys, you know, I would hear them because I wasn't training at the time. And they were talking about Eddie Bravo and Renato Laranja, you know what I mean? And I would go online and I looked on the YouTube videos and I'm like, these guys are fucking hysterical. You know, whether or not, like I just thought it was absolutely bullshit funny. And I reached out to Renato. Like I joined Twitter and I reached out to Renato and I'm like, listen, you know, I kind of do Photoshops, you know, just as a hobby. If it's something that you'd be interested, I'd be, you know, more than happy to. So he responds, which I was obviously very surprised. And he's like, yeah, man, go right ahead. And I did. And then Eddie Bravo direct messages me. And he's like, dude, those things are fucking hysterical. So that's that's how that started. And then Eddie had eventually said to me, he's like, you know, do you have Instagram or, you know, and I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, you know, he goes, that's really a great way to kind of get yourself out there and network. So thank you, really, Eddie and Renato. I can't say it enough. You know, those guys really kind of got the little bit of a following that I do have, like on especially Instagram. It really started with those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, so that's all it is. You know, I don't advertise. I don't even have a website. It's just, you know, I just mess around and I just throw this shit up there. You know?
Yeah, I see Eddie sharing your shit all the time, dude.
Yeah, and you know, I'm thankful for that because, you know, like, see, a lot of people will say that, like, you know, why do you fuck with the MMA guys and the jiu-jitsu guys? I'm like, it's not that intention when I, you know, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I do it because I'm a fan, you know, like I can't, that's the main reason. I'm a fan of the sport, of the people, you know, it's quite the opposite. Like, yeah. If I don't like someone, you're never going to see a Photoshop of them. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, I don't,
exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't waste my time with that, you know? Mm-hmm. And, but I've gotten a pretty decent response from, you know, from a lot of the fighters, you know, not as many, you know, like not like, you know, Connor or John Jones or, you know, some of the other people that I've done, you know, Photoshops of. But my intention is always humor. It's never, you know, malice. Like I'm not that kind of person, you know.
Yeah, man. Your one of the hashtags I see the most is nonsense.
Nonsense, absolutely nonsense. Like that is, if I could trademark that word, like I would. Like it's nonsense. Take nothing that you see serious. It's just, you know, just enjoy, you know, if you want to, what I do.
Yeah, and share, man. Just share it to the world, you know.
And now, you know, which is really awesome. You do the poster work, right, for Joey Diaz, the Church of What's Happening Now, right?
Yeah, man.
And I saw the one that you posted of Rogan. That's awesome. The one you posted today, that Hunter Thompson.
Yeah. He actually contacted me on Instagram a couple of days ago. I was like, yo, because I made the Hunter S. Thompson one for the Ice House for this weekend, and he shared it and said, you know, it was already sold out, but I thought it was cool, so I wanted to share it, and he asked me to make another one for the Ka one. So that was really fucking cool, dude. Just to fucking be in contact with these people is fucking awesome, dude. I never thought it would happen.
Yeah, I've actually had some contact, you know, direct message with Joe Rogan myself, which I was kind of like blasting, like I was totally not expecting it. Like the first one was like, dude, your shit's hilarious. Yeah. Like that's all I saved that one because you know what? When a comedian appreciates what you do, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta be doing something, right?
That means a lot to me. I appreciate that, you know. And then Brendan Schaub, you know, would reach out and say, hey, listen, you know, blah blah blah, we're doing a show. Would you mind throwing something? No, go right ahead. And you know, my goal, if I had a goal, like similar to what you do, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure, I don't know how, you know, what your arrangement is, but like I would love to do what I do for like a comedian, you know what I mean?
Oh, hell yeah,
and kind of, you know, just kind of like kind of drift away a little from the MMA, but kind of, you know, with a comedian and do stuff like that. Like that's really where I would like to be, you know, if, you know, God willing, but if not, I'm happy doing what I do because I don't have expectations like that. Like I didn't say, hey, listen, I'm going to do this because I wanted, A, B, and C to notice me. I don't do that. I do it because, like I said, it's what I like to do. And if people enjoy that, I mean, that's even better. I appreciate that. No matter who it is, whether it's Joe Rogan or, any person, that follows me.
Yeah. So I was really really lucky the way that I started, man. I took a picture that Joey posted on Twitter, and I edited it, and it became the cover for the Savage Dad album. So that was nice. How I got in there, and then he asked me to do more and more, and I kept doing them, and along the way, like before that, I was doing bands, like I was photoshopping like live photos from bands and then putting them all together and doing a bunch of shit, and
yep,
it's it just kind of drifted into the comedy. I've been into comedy forever, so
that's fantastic. Good for you, man.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna happen for you, seriously, because I feel like you and Marty O'Neill from Drastic Graphics, he handles like the Fighter and the Kid shit now.
Yep.
Like you guys were like the big inspiration once I saw that other people were doing that kind of shit. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Hey, like there's not many of us that do it to the extent that we do it, Yeah. And like as I mean, you're appreciated, obviously. These guys, I don't know that Martin guy at all. But good for him. I mean, good for him. Like, see, the one thing about me is I don't hate on people. Like, I don't hate on people's success. I don't hate, and say, oh, I should be doing that, or how I may feel about my work, because it's not about that. It's about just pushing the stuff out there. If it's meant to be, it'll happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the only thing that's me.
For sure, man. So, how long did you say you were doing it?
Well, I was kind of messing around with Photoshop and like the most basic way. And the story behind this is when I was younger, my brother that I had mentioned to you a while back, he, before really the Photoshop era, I'm talking like in the late 80s, you know what I mean? Or mid 80s.
Yeah.
He would cut out pictures of people's, body, and he would put his face on it, and he would mail it to like as cards, birthday cards and stuff. And he's the funniest person I know. Like, my brother's the funniest person that I know. And I just, for some reason, thought that was so funny that when Photoshop kind of came into it, and I was, kind of just picking up I knew that's what I wanted to use it for. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to hone in my skills with that. And I would look at, tutorials or books or whatever. That was my only, if you want to call it training, was that. I had no formal training in the, the avenue of schooling or anything like that. But, and that's pretty much how it was. Like, like I said, maybe like 2000, or 2001-ish, I was just kind of messing around. And like I said, in 2008 with, Facebook, that's kind of when I said, you know what, let me try it, because, I'm sure you can understand this. You're probably your own worst critic. You know what I mean? As I am with mine. You know what I mean? And like my wife would be like, "Why do you even give a shit? Like, why do you care?" I'm like, well, if I'm going to present something, I mean, not everything is going to look as good as something else that I've done, but I want to try. You know what I mean? I don't want to just. I feel like I owe it. I mean, I got like the 70,000 people that follow me on Instagram. I feel like I owe it to them to at least attempt it. To be legitimate at this point. Yeah. But yeah, that's great. But
yeah, that's pretty much how I learned, was like tutorials on YouTube and shit.
Yeah,
I
have.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I learned a lot from having the iPhone and like all the different apps they have for it, and I finally found Photoshop on there, and I've been using it ever since. That's what I do like 99% of my shit on, is my fucking iPhone.
That's impressive in itself. I mean, I don't use my phone for that. I strictly use desktop software, Photoshop. I use that my Wacom, a drawing pad, and then I have a mobile unit too. You know what I mean? I have my MacBook, which is obviously mobile, but I have it set up at home, and then I have a Wacom tablet a Cintiq that, it's Windows based, but I use that for like, mobile. And then, then through Dropbox, you know what I mean? I can swap them for my phone and, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man, if you're doing that, like, from a phone, that's awesome.
It's fucking nuts, dude. I go back and forth between a couple apps, but it works really good with the size of the phone. And I have Photoshop on my laptop, but it's just so slow and all the functions are like a little different. I never really learned it exactly on the computer. So.
Yeah, like I said before, it's the desktop software of Adobe Photoshop is massive.
Yeah.
I mean, guaranteed not to be used the way we use it, but so I would find, like I said, just what I needed to use, and then mess around with it, hone my skills, and just try and do, like I said, do it to my expectation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, do you like? I guess you do it like pretty fucking often, right?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm like fucking Kinko's with this shit. Like I can do like easy 8 a day without blinking an eye, and that's with work, that's with child, that's with everything. Like I get to a point where, you know what I mean, I'm pretty proficient in it. When I say that, I mean the way I use it.
Yeah.
A true professional probably will take them, longer, but
yeah, I've gotten it down to like if it's an easy idea, like a normal one, it takes about like an hour and a half to get through one. But I got fucking the day job is fucking kicking my ass, and now the baby, so I get like maybe 2-3 done a day.
You want to laugh? My daughter will come in sometimes, and I'll be doing a Photoshop. She goes, "Oh, is that Eddie Bravo?" Yeah, you know what I mean? Because she'll see it, because she knows a lot of the players now. You know what I mean? Because she sees them so often, and
awesome.
yeah, and I like I said, I just enjoy doing it. I do it for my own peace of mind. But like I said, if I can make someone that might be having a shitty day, smile or laugh, I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that all the time.
Yeah, that's a really cool fucking thing, and it's really cool that you do what you do during the day, man. I didn't even expect that. I'm a fucking paralegal.
Yeah. You know what? Most people that do, I don't want to say most people because I don't know statistics, but people that I speak to that that are artists, and if you want to call what I do art, go right ahead. I don't classify myself. Well, it is in its own sense. You know what I mean? But people like, I'm not going to apply on Monster.com. Hey, listen, I can manipulate. You know what I mean? Like a lot of working for Macy's doing the fucking the ads for putting handbags in like the the Sunday papers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't really know where the niche is, like how you would go about applying for a position, that the way we do it. You know what I mean?
I hear you, dude. Well, I just I followed you on Facebook, my page, but on Instagram, I handle Joey's Instagram page, and I followed you on there. So I'm gonna start sharing like more of your shit more often, dude, because it needs to be seen. I know, it's only Instagram, but it's still definitely worth seeing.
I appreciate that. I really do. And like I said, like I don't have any connection to any of those guys. You know what I mean? Like, especially not like to the extent that you have. You know what I mean? But I'm just happy that they allow this, because that's how I look at it. Like these guys, even the fighters, because for the most part, if any one of these people were upset, I would hope they'd contact me and say, "Listen, man, knock it off. I'm not into it."
Yeah.
And you know what? I would, because I like, especially being a father. You're gonna learn this as your son gets older.
Yeah.
I'm totally anti-bullying, anti-harassment, and any of that stuff. You know what I mean? And I know people are gonna be like, "Then why the fuck do you do what you do?" Because what I do it for people. A, like I said, I'm a fan. B, these people they can take a punch, they can take a joke. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's not like, I'm not manipulating things. Like I'll never cross the line. I never include children, family members, or if someone is ill, or like I don't do that stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like my rule. My unwritten rule that I just try to abide by.
Yeah, you gotta have some kind of rules, man. Joey told me to just do whatever I want for his posters and shit. So I just try to keep up,
and that's why, like, I want, like I was saying earlier, like I would like to kind of head in that direction, like in the comedy field, like, kind of get someone that may be interested in what I do, similar to like how Joey was interested in what you do, and say, listen, man, go ahead, have fun with it, do your thing for my, whatever, my shows or my whatever they got going on. And I mean, I'll be more than happy to oblige.
Hell yeah, man. I saw Ian Edwards wearing your shirt. Dean Del Rey shares your shit too, man. Like you're definitely known. It's just a matter of time, like whether or not they can do that kind of shit. I guess you got to get to that point.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not in any rush. Like it's I'm just at my own pace. I'm at a snail's pace. I'm having fun. If, like I said, if someone wants to reach out and have me do it, I'll be happy to do it.
Okay, man. So. Well, good luck with that shit, dude. And good luck with the dog, too. I just saw that you adopted a dog recently.
Yeah. We actually adopted a dog a couple weeks back. Like you said, as you saw, I posted it. We had, my wife has had beagles, actually, her whole life. She's, 40. Mm-hmm. And we had two, basically up until this past year. And they literally both passed away within, like, a couple months.
Oh, man.
And last year, before that happened, before they passed, we adopted we rescued another dog, not a beagle, but just when they passed, we only had him, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to go that route, you know what I mean, the rescue route. And yeah, this dog, I mean, what a shit situation she came from, but she's really opening up. She's a great dog, and hopefully we can give her the life she deserves.
Yeah, dude, that's really, really fucking cool that you did that kind of shit. That's the kind of shit that needs to like happen more often, and maybe like even be promoted by some of us people on Instagram that have people listening. That shit, that shit always pulls at my heartstrings.
No, absolutely. And actually the organization that is actually a woman I work with. She's been doing things with the dogs, rescuing and training for years, and she recently, began her, went out on her own with, I guess, a couple other people, and it's called Road Home Rescue. Road as in Rhode Island, RHODE.
Oh, cool.
And I mean, you can, feel free to check them out, and because a lot of these dogs come from down south because they're in like I said, horrible situations. I don't know why people would do what they do to some animals, but a lot of strays, but they're great dogs. And the thing about that I've learned in the short time that I've adopted these dogs, rescued them, is they must know the shit that they've been in, that they appreciate a second chance so much more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like I said, that's great. I'm happy. Hopefully it's worked out so far, and hopefully continues to, and she's got a permanent home as long as she wants to be here.
That's very cool, man. Well, thank you for your time, dude. I don't want to hold you up any longer, and I'm trying to not end it soon, but I'd also want to make sure that my girlfriend's all right out there with that little bugger. You go take care of that little one, and like I said again, I appreciate your time. I thank you so much for the opportunity, and no problem, man. It's my pleasure, dude. And anytime that you want to talk or just conversate, I'm definitely down.
I appreciate that, man, very much, and I wish you continued success with Joey Diaz and doing your thing. And
thanks, man. You too, brother. I'm sure something's gonna fucking knock on your door real soon, dude.
And like I said, if it doesn't, I'm still gonna be pushing. I'm still gonna be plugging away. Yeah. So, that's all I can say, man. But again, thanks again, and keep in touch.
I will, dude. At the Photoshop Steve on Instagram and Twitter, right?
Yeah. That's cool. Right.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Yes, you will, my man. Thank you again.
Thank you. Peace.
Have a good one. See ya.
cycle.